Hello, welcome back to Being in Nothingness. Last episode we played a giant game of chess with some beans and we got through it. But there were a lot of inaccuracies in that game of chess that I played. Um, a bunch of extra steps I had to do. I think there was an extra step here that didn't require this to be. Like, I think there was a step that I could have done that didn't require the cloud to exist at all. Yeah, I think so. Or is that true? I don't actually know. There might have been, or there might have not been. I'm not really bothered to think about this puzzle ever again. So yeah, that was a really weird game, but it's time to move on. So next up is the icicle puzzle, I guess. So icicle puzzle. I was taking a quick look here, and I realized something a little weird. It looks like if we go in the correct order of statues here, which is clockwise starting from this guy, we reach petals first before the Koriyama creature, which is weird because in the map, the petals is in the later world, so even the ordering of statues is not correct in this instance. I think this is really interesting. Yeah. But everything else is right, so it's these guys first. Sorry. Roller and bomb first, bucket, cloud, vine, then icicle, then block. And these were mixed up for some reason. But oh well. Alright, it's time to move on. Let's do the icicle puzzle. Yes, there is an icicle in this level. None of the recipes have been set yet. What's it called? Adventure. Well, I can't leave from here. I can set the recipe of a roller and make a roller. Is this supposed to help me out? Can I make a collision occur? Like that? Not really. How about through the side? Like this? Oh. Okay, that blocks the way. I think that works. I think that helps. Is that the only way out? I can't just step here. I was wondering if a collision is possible, but maybe not. So it might really have to be just this. The roller blocks the way of this roller and gets it out. Sure. Then I just have a free roller here, I guess. And now I have 5 beans to work with. So what's up with this area then? I don't know. Then I also have this I have to get past. Actually, I can't walk past here, so I have to walk down here. Alright, I'm gonna leave this roller down here first. Oh, I can use the icicle recipe now. The icicle recipe has to be 2 beans or more. How do I ice you? Can I ice you? Alright, it certainly doesn't look like I can ice you right now. Also, hold on, I forget. It's 5 beans, this puzzle. A 5-bean puzzle. So it's all about just trying to avoid the roller, like 4 times, I guess. It looks like. Yeah, okay. So I definitely can't freeze you, it looks like. Aha, could I use the roller here to create one of those like impossible bridge scenarios? Okay, that seems plausible. And I have the exact amount of beans to do it as well. So I can start off by freezing you. I think it'd be better if you were here, maybe. So let's start by freezing you. Okay. What about if instead I froze you going upwards? Like this. The idea is that I want to have this roller push me from here. Yeah, and get me over. This looks a little bit weird because... yeah, this definitely doesn't look right. I mean, I feel like this is the only way to get past right now. To be frozen and then pushed over. But that necessarily causes this to occur, right? Regardless of what I do. Because the roller is going to push into a spot of ice to push my frozen block. When I break and attract that roller, the roller is going to roll into the line of ice no matter what. Okay, now I have to get past you. Which clearly isn't possible. I can't freeze anything. I see that you're one away. Is it potentially possible for something like that to occur? Like, could I do... this? No, this isn't a collision. Right, that makes sense. Ooh, what if I did something like this? That doesn't work. I was thinking if I did this and I stood here, right, you guys would both pounce on me like by 2 steps and then collide with each other. But that doesn't work. And furthermore, it probably wouldn't work if I kept walking down. I wonder why that doesn't work. I would say probably the pouncing of you just takes priority in all cases. Okay. Well, I am definitely stuck here, I think. So my options are either create 2 rollers or an icicle, and neither of them I think are going to help me. I don't think I can access this tile very easily. And because the recipe is... okay, well hold on, here's something else I can do. If I restart, is it possible to... well, I definitely need to do this, I think. And I can't have had the roller be here already while picking up this. Right? Well... I can roll you up first and then roll you back down. This will save me 1 beam. Yeah, okay. It saves me 1 beam, which is better than nothing. Ah, but I lose the ability to spawn a roller. Is that what I want? Not like... I don't think so, really. If I can't spawn any more rollers, it doesn't feel good. Because how do I get past you? I think if I kept this roller alive somehow... yeah, I think I can actually... can I? Ooh, I can't get the roller up to press against this wall. Because it's too close. If I tried to attract it, it would hit me. And yeah, because of this piece of ice... oh, sorry, slime. I can't actually get it to go in this direction either. So it's stuck in this column, basically. And as a result... I can't use this guy. Yeah. Okay. So this seems to suggest that the recipe of the roller should in fact be kept at a constant 1 beam. It could be potentially more if like in the future I came back and like put a roller here then killed the roller or something like that. Changing the recipe for the roller for some reason. It's possible. Okay. So that implies that... well, I can... if I know exactly what I'm going to do here, I can decide on whether to leave beans here or not. So I can spawn an icicle. Is it here? Yeah, like that. Hold on. I might need the icicle to be a different spot for this. How about here? Okay, so the idea is I want the icicle to be here. So I can pick these up. And I can still use a roller to push me over, I think. If I walk like this. No? Or why? Okay, I mean, it's not the end of the world, because I can shift this guy up by a couple spots. Oops, whatever. Let's bring you back down. Like here. Yeah. So I can still do this. I can still spawn the roller and get me through. But at the same time, I can also retrieve these 2 beans in case I need more for some reason. The only issue is I don't know if I actually want to do that or not. If I do that, I could have a record 4 beans in here. But then the recipe of you would be gone as well. So then I'd be only be able to make 4 rollers, nothing else. Yeah. I guess a big part of the problem is I still have no idea, like, what to actually do to get past you. You're a different situation than all the rest, and I have no idea what to do here. Because I don't know how to stop you. It could be another situation where I just get slid past like this. But as we know, that requires 3 beans. And it's either I have 4 beans without this recipe, or 2 beans with this recipe. None of which are plausible. Yeah. Because I need an icicle here. And if I can't change the recipe of this guy... If I can't change the recipe of this guy... Then... Well, that's not entirely true. That isn't entirely true, actually. Because... I can spawn... Okay. So a couple things I need to do is... I want to get a roller in here. Then I want to... I'm out of beans, but I think that's fine. Spawn a roller here. And then finally... well, don't spawn yet. I want to do the sliding thing, like, now. Oh, but then this roller will get me, will it not? Yeah, that's a problem. But, like, the cool thing about that is that we've swapped the recipes around so that... Oh, that's not true. I am now missing 1 bean on you. Because, like, the recipe of this guy will now be 2 beans, the recipe of this guy will now be 1 beans. I now have a roller here. So with this 1 final bean, I should be able to spawn the icicle and get things to work. And actually, I have 1 bean on my own, so yeah. I could have done that. The only drawback, or the only problem with this setup... Well, there are a couple problems with this setup, is that this doesn't work. The icicle might have had to be 1 in front, but I mean, that really shouldn't be a problem either. The next problem is that this guy is going to be in the way. I guess it isn't a big problem if the roller came up here. Okay. So... This is going to be a pretty big commitment. But I'm going to save here. Set up the icicle here. This should all still be navigatable. Okay. Okay, let's put the frozen roller here. So frozen roller here. We'll put 1 roller on the other side. One roller here. Oops. Wait, I think I want this roller to go all the way first, because I want it coming back to actually be relevant as well. Okay. Sure. So you're coming back. Hold on. I need you to be here. Wait. So at the right time, I think I'll shove you, shoot you, put the icicle recipe here. So now they are clashing, but when the roller comes down and changes the recipe of this square, I should be able to come over and set the recipe of the icicle with this over here. And then this guy will be free to roll over as well. What? Oh, that doesn't work. That's a big problem. Does this work? Okay, it works. Good. That works. Okay. I'll take it. I'll save here. And now we are in and we can reset this setup over here, but do the same thing here. Sorry. I need to articulate it better. So yeah, what I did just now was swap the recipes for these guys so that I can set up an icicle here and get myself down. So the idea is going to be the exact same. I get pushed down by a roller. Okay, how about this? This is kind of tricky actually. Can I do this? I mean, I can push you down there, but you're gonna be kind of stuck in like a lot of places. I guess not true if I put the recipe down, put the icicle down. Okay, how about this? How about here? Not good. How about here? This is kind of a wonky spot. Actually, it is a very wonky spot. Oh, actually, it's really bad to not have this guy be alive. This guy needs to be alive. Well, no it doesn't, because you're gonna turn into 2 beans and then I can respawn you easily. Yeah, okay. No issue with killing you at all. Which is a horrible thing to say, but you know, it's whatever. So now I want to do this. The problem is that there are kind of a lot of tiles here, which doesn't let me do this very well. Okay. Let's try here. Oh, but then I don't have access to the... This isn't great. Yeah, this really isn't great. Maybe from somewhere else is a bit better. Because the idea is that I want to be pushed down in one direction or another. So how we did it here is you blocked there. I guess that means that the icicle would maybe benefit being here. So I can use this guy. But the point is I can't put the roller here. Yeah. That is a problem, isn't it? How do I set this setup? How do I get this setup to work? Like, if I could get the roller to be here, that'd be quite nice. But this doesn't activate it. Yeah. Surprisingly, because there are no tiles here, I can actually get the thing to happen in reverse. But I don't like that fact. I mean, yeah, I can do this, but why would I want to do that? Actually, what happens here? Do I get frozen again? Nice. I don't know if that's useful. I don't know if I want that at all. There's so many rollers around that I kind of wish just I could use, but I'm not sure if I can free any of these and use them. I don't think that's plausible. Yeah. What was this save? It was here. It's the exact same. I don't think I can ever get you, right? Your beans to come over. Even if I could, like, what would that help me do? I don't know. Can a roller be down here, maybe? Yeah, maybe a roller can be down here. Not a roller, an icicle? I do need it I do need this roller to actually help me out, though. And if it was stuck here and were useful, that would be nice. But that's not feasible. Okay, let's try this. How about here? No. I thought this was a good position, but like it just isn't. Yeah, it just isn't a good position. If I did it here, then I get frozen. I don't know if this works. I really don't know. Am I just missing something, or does this actually not work? You can't put an icicle anywhere to destroy this guy. Yeah. I wonder if there's ever a reason to put an ice block anywhere. Like in the water. Doesn't seem like it, given how this geometry of the area looks. I don't think this is right. I don't think you should put any ice blocks in here, because you lose a lot doing that. A lot of beans is what you lose. You also lose a lot of mobility, I guess, because rollers. Anyway, like, even if I manage to get it through, right, like, I can't do anything because I end up here with no beans. And then, like, what could I do then? I don't know. I don't know what the end is asking of us either. If I could get this setup to happen here again, then that would be nice. My question is that the only way out of these guys? Or is there some other way? I can kill the roller, I guess. Just push a bomb in. And really, as long as I can get that to happen, I am done with the puzzle. Well, while I'm here, of course. So it just needs to be a valid recipe here plus the number of beans I need. Which means I need to have at least 2 beans in here. I guess a roller being pushed in might work. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm trying to figure out what else I can do, you know, besides this. This looks like a really good setup though, it just barely works and I use everything very well. But we don't seem to have anywhere to go from there. Can never freeze you, it just doesn't look possible. If I could move you first, I'll have to be here, and I don't know how I would get there. Because I either have to be frozen and being pushed, or I have to be pulled by a vine, which definitely isn't going to work. So yeah, there's no way to extract you. Similarly, there's no way to extract you. I can't even. Like, there's no way, I don't think. And you, if I could extract you, we're done. But there's no way. There's no way to get onto the slime, I don't think. So yeah. I feel like I have to really strongly consider exactly what I'm doing. Every single step of the way feels so precise. My first... Well, no, not first. What I'm thinking right now is I'm trying to figure out if there's any other way out of here besides sliding down in a block of ice. Is there any other way across? See, the thing is, if there was no other way across, why would it not just be a bunch of slime? There must be a way to neutralize this threat. And the same should go for this guy. Because like otherwise, they could just put a bunch of slime here and call it a day. It's the exact same effect. It's me not being able to walk over here normally. But how do I get rid of you? I guess a bomb. Yeah, a future bomb. Well, no, because if I had a bomb, I could just push it here and win. If I had a bomb, there's no reason to go back and trace my steps. If I had a bomb, I'm done. So all I need is a bomb. I don't know. So I need to come over here with 2 beans. How? Well, I mean, like, at this point, it could be I push in a frozen roller. That gives me 2 beans. And then another roller comes here and does stuff for me. But this roller is stuck here. This is definitely the only thing I can do. And there's no way to get past this without activating this, right? I'm thinking therefore this column being open, well, could imply something goes back down. It could imply everything I've done here was right. Or at least everything seemed right to a point. Right now I'm holding on to the rollers recipe with me. So now the roller doesn't do anything. I can't make more rollers. Killing a roller does nothing. That is actually not really good. That is actually horrible. I mean, that leads us to this setup. We've decided that the roller has to be here. The roller recipe has to be here. If I got rid of roller here. Yeah, I don't know. What can I do? Or really, I could try and generate more beams. I could try to generate more beams. I'm not sure how useful that would be though. Yeah. Okay. Is there any reason to come back here? I'll say yes, it's to change the recipe. In particular, the icicle needs a recipe change because it having a recipe of 1 bean would eventually not be very good. I need to be 1 bean so I can make the icicle here. But then after that, it needs to be not a 1 bean anymore. Which actually is kind of difficult, honestly. Yeah, wow. Can I really not do anything from here? I mean, even if I did, we really discovered that this is not good. Is there any way for you guys to do anything? There's no way, right? I don't see any way that could be possible. I need to be here to safely attract you, but I can't. There's no way to put an icicle here or here. There's no way to move you otherwise. What about here? I mean, there's one turn of leeway here, which really makes me wonder if, like, I could do something with that. But that's highly unlikely either. Could I do anything with that space? I mean, I suppose it's a bit interesting that maybe the roller doesn't have to be up here. It could be maybe down here. If I could find the time for it. Oh, wait, was this the roller that did things? No, right? Oops. Hold on. Hmm. But I can't use this because, like, the icicle is here. Maybe if the icicle were one up, then, like, our lines will be blocked. I wait a bit here for doing this and then doing that. What I think this does is it makes two beans here. Wait, but that's still a problem, no? Because yeah, I get more beans here, but the roller that was... Well, the roller is now dead. Which is great. So now the location... Okay, the location of my icicle and my roller is now both not fixed. So maybe that's fine. So how about like this? Yeah, okay, well this is how I get over, but yeah, we truly just can't do anything anymore because I don't have any more beans. I'm severely in deficit. I don't think I can change your recipe. Should I have been able to change your recipe? Maybe. But yeah, at this point I literally can't do anything anymore. Going back is not an option. Going forward it's just not possible. That might be a different way of getting you, but I'm sure the bomb has to have some involvement here. But I guess it's cool that we got a little bit further with that, even though it's not very useful. Yeah. I mean, there's no way, right? There's so many issues with this. No, I don't think so. I think we're definitely gonna need a new plan here. Like, yeah, we're gonna need a new plan here. I have to start from here again. So far, I think everything I've done is forced. Even not, like, choosing not to take the beans there is also forced. It's possible that I do take those beans, but I don't think it's in my interest to do so. In my interest to do that. I just don't imagine a cheaper way to get across. Yeah, I don't imagine any cheaper way. We lose a lot in both cases. Or in all cases. So far, I think we've lost a lot. No idea what to do here. It's so interesting. Like, this puzzle feels so modular in that it appears to have, what, 4 different parts to it? And yet at the same time, they're like so interconnected. Just because there's so little on each side that you must have them involve the previous sections stuff as well. Is there a reason why there's a gap here? Maybe. Yeah, I don't know what to do here. I actually really do want to know. Oh, it doesn't react here. Here I dive first. Is there a way to get you guys to collide during the pouncing moves? I guess it might be a requirement that both of you pounce at the same time. So in this case, who wins? In this case, top happens to win. Okay. Let's try something else then. If I went up from here, who wins? Still top. Okay. Next test. If I spawn, if they both aren't moving to start. Let's say like this. Who wins? Still top. Okay, this might be just a like location related thing. I wonder if they both got me from They both got me from... If I moved here... Oh, right. Okay. What if I did this? Then one will block the other. Right. If I did this... Yeah, okay. And you get priority. There's basically no way to make pouncing work well. Yeah, pouncing doesn't work well at all. So it's always either the movement of the roller blocks the line of sight before pouncing can occur, or pouncing is earlier than the rolling. There's never pouncing and rolling being the exact same thing at the exact same time. There's always some case where... Yeah, so if pouncing is always given priority, I guess, then there's very little I can do to actually get your pouncing to not hit me. Which leads me to imagine that, of course, has been me sliding across. Yeah, no idea what to do here. No idea at all. I can't believe I'm already this out of options so early in. I mean, I say early and I've been doing this for about 40 minutes. But in 5 bean times, it's just... 40 minutes is just barely going into a puzzle. If a puzzle is worth 5 beans, it's usually hours long. I don't understand how to do this. Yeah, I really wish I could know if, like, is something like this... Am I on the right track here? Can I win from this position? If I knew that, I'd be a lot more confident in what I do next, on whether I restart from scratch, try and find another idea, or if I try and push my way forward. Because those are my two options right now, and I have no idea which one's right. Well, I'm quite certain you can't win from this state, which is why I'm trying to find another way out. But at the same time, I also can't find another way out. Why is this structure here? No idea. I mean, what else can I do? My best bet for something better is just a more efficient... Sorry. A more efficient ice machine. But I've lost so much. I'm assuming for efficiency, the end goal has to be me bringing 2 beans here. The recipe of the bomb has to be exactly 1 bean, and then I have 1 bean. Which means that the recipe of the icicle can't be anything. Which doesn't make sense. I have a couple ideas which might work. Namely, I can start by... sending in a roller. And then having that roller be the icicle, whose recipe could be 1 bean. Then I remove this bean, and that does save me a bean. The location of the icicle is going to be kind of wonky, which I don't really care at this point. So let's say I didn't care at this point. Okay, I need another frozen... Oh, I need another frozen guy here. So here... Right, the roller has to be... Oh, hold on. This roller has to spawn first, which is kind of difficult to work with. Because if the roller does spawn first... I'll just do that. I mean, I guess I can actually. Yeah, I guess I can if I did this and then that, and then respawn this roller. Okay. This is not great. The icicle being there is kind of bad. I don't know why I want the icicle to be. Because, like, if I went over now, I'm stuck. Can't do anything. Yeah, I'm stuck. I do have one bean, which is not good enough because I need two. Okay, well, my next question. Is there any way of getting a roller out? Like, when the roller hits me and I land up here, when I crash into the wall, it immediately sees me and then freezes itself. Is there a way to avoid that? I don't think so, because, yeah. It will always enter the ice that I'm in. Okay. Could I have gotten something like this to happen? Oh, when did this roller appear? Ah, but it's not frozen, so... No, I can't make that... Yeah. There's no way to, like... I mean, there are a lot of things I can do from here, I guess. I can make more beans by intentionally... Yeah, I can make more beans by intentionally killing rollers. So the idea is to have rollers... rollers come in. I make a bunch of rollers. I make them all do stuff. I mean, I don't know how many I can actually do. And I shove them all away. And so I get a bunch of beans. Hooray, I have more beans now. The issue with that is... Actually, I have more beans if I could freeze another one, but I don't know if I can freeze another one. Actually, I might be able to freeze another one. Hold on. Wow, 6 beans. Okay, the issue is that I have to now... Yeah, I do have quite a lot more beans in this case. Quite a lot, but maybe not enough still. The big issue is really still finding a way to get this recipe out. I don't know how I would do that. Because now actually, the number of beans I can bring across is way, way larger. I now have 4 beans. So very surprisingly, well actually if I put in... I now have 1 bean extra. Which is cool, but still a problem. If I could bring this bean along, I'd be so done, actually. Because I'd have... Well, I say I'd be so done, I might not actually be done. Okay, hold on. Can I actually, instead of putting 1 roller there, shove 1 roller there? Because I want some beans there anyway, right? And I feel like it would make the most sense actually if the beans were already there to begin with. Because I'm going to bring them there anyway. It's not really ideal, I suppose. It's the exact same. Yay, but I can't do anything. I have so many beans, but I don't have any icicles. The idea is if I already had icicles, I'd be done, I think. If I already had an icicle. Yeah, if I already had an icicle in this area, I'd be done. Because I don't need to put a bean here anymore. That solves the recipe problem. And I still have a bunch of beans to my name, so... Yeah, but that's not possible. The bean here blocks my shooting in this direction. And like, to be fully honest, I don't know where a good icicle spot would be for that to happen except like here. Here's a good icicle spot. This would be the only good icicle spot, really. Because it's the only one that allows exactly one of its prongs to shoot in the column that I want. The rest of the locations all manage 2 prongs outwards. I guess maybe except for here, which is also a good spot, but once you know it, it's blocked by this guy. This is also a decent spot, I would say. Here's a question, does this push me? Oh, it does, wow. Yeah, so if I could get the roller up here and turn it into an icicle, right? That would also be nice, but I can't put a bean there. It has to be a frozen, which right now it can't be. So I could just do this, and yeah, I'd be down here with 1 bean. If this guy weren't here and it were in my hands instead, I would be so done. I'm closer, I'm so much closer now. But how to get an icicle here? Actually, an icicle here is so perfect, really. It really is perfect. Well, no, if an icicle already existed here, there might be a bit more issue. Because having its prong existing here is kind of a problem. I couldn't roll an icicle up. I couldn't roll a roller up here and then have it exist. It's closer, but not quite there yet. Yeah, I'm toying around at this point. This isn't gonna change anything. I mean, yeah, okay. Hmm. 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 I really don't know what I can do here. I mean, if there were an icicle here, there would need to be a roller here as well, so I don't think my idea works quite. Okay, well, I do have a bunch of bookmarks saved at different points in my solve. So I'm not too stuck yet. I'll try and figure something out and then I'll return next episode. Because yeah, this definitely doesn't feel like it's going anywhere at the moment. I'll see if I can think of anything and then proceed from there. Until then though, hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye!